We're gonna do a guided meditation, okay? So we can start with our eyes open. Ooh, I actually love my own sound healing. We can start with our eyes open, and we're just going to begin to relax the body. So begin by loosening up the shoulders. Tuck the chin in and draw the back of the neck up and out. You don't want to pinch it like I've mentioned before. You want the spinal column to flow smoothly. Now you relax all of your body weight into your bottom of your spine. And you let it just melt downwards. And at the same time, feel an uplifting of the top of your head up. Feeling your shoulders melting down, the weight of your body melting down. The back of your neck is nice and extended, and the top of your head is being lifted upwards. And now you're gonna relax the face. Relax if you're doing any tension, and just relax the whole face. Relax the whole face, and now curl the corners of your mouth upwards very gently. That's it. And now, if you feel like closing your eyes, you can go ahead and close them and direct your vision to the center. Up to the center like you're looking here. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can just stare at me. And this will keep you centered, as long as your face is also facing, and your whole body is like facing the screen. Okay? If you're starting to get sore during meditation, notice if you're actually holding tension, or if there's a way that you can adjust your posture so that you're not having to hold tension in that body. Optimally, you shouldn't feel any soreness in the back when you meditate. If you feel soreness, it's because you still haven't found that optimal posture for effortless balance. Hi, the train, Fat Blunt, thank you so much for subbing for 5 months. Thank you. My sound healing is good. Just playing. It is pretty good though. So we relax the shoulders, adjust your posture to find that optimal, effortless balance in your body. Now that you've found the posture for meditation, comes the awareness part. First is the physical prepping. First, we find our balance, we find our posture, we relax the muscles, we relax the face. And now we begin to work on our awareness. So what you want to do is sort of grab your awareness wherever it is, and you're gonna bring it into your heart center. Feel it almost like you live here. Like, this is you right here, like in this area. You're not here in your head. You're not out there in the future or in the imaginations of the past. Your awareness is down here. And it almost will feel like your chest will want to like draw upwards and open up. We're 94% complete level 1 during this heart-centered practice. Awareness stays in the heart. Feel your heart. It's so important to, oh my gosh, bees, thank you so much. Thank you so much for enjoying these great vibes with me. That means you're great vibes. So important to feel the heart. Very beneficial and healing to be centered within the depths of your heart. It is the way to live life. It is the way to heal. It is even the way to make a decision when you don't know and you're confused. Because when you're like from here and you come down here and you're in the center of your heart and you're just centered in it. I don't know if maybe you might feel sometimes like you constantly want to get pulled away from there by your thoughts or by the outside distractions or by your habits of checking your phone or whatever it is. When you're able to sit and be within your heart, right in the center of it, like you are cocooned by your heart. You can go through life, the toughest moments, the most painful moments. You can go through grief and sadness, and you can go through fear, intense fear, and still be at peace, no matter what. That's the power of the heart. When you're in the heart, you are cocooned. And yes, your outside body. Actually, when you're in the heart, your outside body becomes like a warrior because you feel so protected within your heart that the outside body emits this protective energy, like you know you're safe. Also, some tips I find that help me tap into my strength. Not only is it being in the heart, but it's also using the tongue. It's weird. It's using the tongue to concentrate my energy. If I put the tongue up against the palate, up against the roof of my mouth, almost like when you swallow saliva and your tongue gets pulled up and you keep it there and you don't clench your teeth, you don't clench your jaw, but you feel all that power concentrated right there. It'll help you tap in to your strength. So you stay in the heart which allows your body to adopt this this state of like strength and like a warrior, like you're protected, like you feel safe within yourself. And then you use the tongue to channel your power. And then you use your mental focus to focus in the center. So I'm breaking it down for you, kind of like the steps. And this I use while I'm in shamanic medicines. I use while I am at the gym and I have to lift something really heavy. I use while I'm tired and I find it difficult to keep going. I use while I have to draw in my strength because I'm somewhere I don't want to be, but I have to be strong and patient. All of these steps, this is what I do. I relax the body. So important to not tense the body when we're in these situations. First step is to relax the body. Be in your heart. Draw in your awareness here. Live out of your heart. You're protected. Your heart is like the strongest magnetic field in your body. The steps to tapping into your strength to be able to go through any part of life correctly. Any difficulty, any like stressing or like scary, or and you know, if you've been listening to my streams, you know I've been through some stuff. I've been through some stuff that you wouldn't imagine. And if you're curious, there's a video about my brother's scary condition, where somewhere around halfway through the stream I start to open up about all the experiences that I've had, filled with a lot of violence, scary, traumatic experiences that really have tested my ability to stay at peace, even in the most hellish, chaotic environments. So take it from like I've done the work. I've found the little tips that have helped me, and I'm just sharing it. So, heart centered. Draw the tongue up against the roof within the teeth. You don't want to press them like around the teeth. You want your tongue to be inside your teeth. Inside and up, pressed against the roof. And you want your mind to be like in the center. You don't want to be like one-sided. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell when your mind is on one side or the other? But when I meditate, I'm able to like draw myself to the center, constantly to the center. Activities that help with strengthening the connection between the two hemispheres will also help you be able to center your brain. And this is playing instruments like piano or guitar. Also, any activity that requires kind of like coordination of the body, but also like agility of the mind. And I think overall meditation also like helps in connecting the two brain hemispheres. If you write with one hand, try writing with the other hand. That also helps. Kind of like, it's confusing at first, but it helps you like connect the dots in there so that your brain is like more unified. I want to give a little tiny speech on being heart-centered. It is not only the only way to live, the way to live, the way to find guidance, the way to find clarity, the way to heal. Don't want to run away from what your heart is feeling ever. If you're feeling anxious, notice that your heart is telling you something. Sometimes when people feel anxious, they do things to soothe themselves, like eat or watch something, or distract themselves, or take a substance, but do you ever try feeling the feeling in your heart and not run away from it and not distract yourself from it? And if you find that it's very difficult to feel the feelings, use the power of the tongue to draw and concentrate in your strength, and use your mental energy to keep drawing yourself into the center while your awareness uncovers the feelings within your heart. I did this practice with my mom because she was very frantic and confused and outside of herself. She was miserable. And I told her, me giving her word advice won't help. Her brain is all over the place. So I told her, please just meditate with me. So I told her, grab your hand, put it on your heart. And I put my hand over her hand on her heart. And I told her to feel it. She was constantly in the chatter, mind, thinking, confused, like stressed, and I was like, shh, listen to the beatings, like literally, like not like, oh, metaphorically listening to your heart. No, like literally listen to the beating of your heart. You know why? Because when we have to listen to something so subtle within ourselves, we really have to quiet down to be able to hear it. And that's where the answers come. When you're quiet, the answers get whispered to you. So I told her, just listen to your heart. And you know what happened? Immediately, she started crying. She's like, I don't want to. It makes me want to cry. I don't want to. It's too much. And I was like, Mom, can't run away from it. If you need to cry, cry. That's good. It's a release. Don't run away from it. It's okay. So again, told her, just listen to your heart. And her legs started going like this. She was like, and I was like, shh, 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 shh. Like, it's okay. Relax the body. Don't be anxious about it. Just listen to it. And she's like, I'm really afraid. Like, I was like, what are you feeling in here? She's like, I'm really, really afraid. I was like, okay, it's okay to be afraid. Like, but you're safe. Nothing's gonna happen. Like, life is about change. Oh, I asked her, what are you afraid about? She said, change. I don't want change. I'm afraid of my life changing. And I was like, stay in your heart, like feel it, and just know, like, be grateful for change, because change will always bring good things. And yes, it may be chaotic while the little change is happening, but things will always get better. Sometimes we're just going one ear and not the other when the mind is racing. Yep, exactly. So I don't want to bombard someone whose mind is already like frantic with more, like trying to put wisdom in there. No, it won't help. They need quietness of the mind. So I told her to like listen to her heart, just be present and centered, and yep, that connection to divine, like prayer. When you pray, you're meditating, you're closing your eyes, you're setting your intention, and after the prayer, they tell you to listen. Sit there and listen, because God will whisper the answers to you. And I don't want to get religious, because this isn't about religion. This is the real spiritual reality that's out here. It's so real. It's a biological truth. It has nothing to do with woo-woo, like fantasies of like energies, and no, it's literal. Like, you need the quiet mind. You need the heart awareness. Like, you need the centeredness to be able to know the answers. What are my roots? I am Mexican with Spaniard ancestors from many generations ago. Like, as far as we're aware, in my family, we have been in Mexico. There's no actual memory or trace to how or when we arrived in Mexico. It's been so many generations here in Mexico that like we're Mexican. I'm Mexican. Native. Like, my mom did her ancestry test and she's like 60% something native and like 40% Spaniard. So mostly native. Some of my like family members, like my great grandparents, are native, like not mixed with Spaniard blood, that they are like pure native. So yeah, but I do have obviously the features of European roots. The pesky, fearful, chattering monkey mind needs to be calmed. My brain runs wild. I've been trying to connect better and calm down. Is it just focusing on unlocking full potential, or actually connecting to something undetectable? It is anything you want it to be, first of all. But if you really want to break it down to like the very essence of it, it is centeredness. It is like a focus on centeredness and an awareness of the heart and what it's feeling. Beautiful. The answers don't come through the mind or through logic or to thinking about it over and over, or through pros and cons list, or through the mind. Logic is very tricky and subjective, even when you're trying to be objective. You can go down a spiral of logic and confuse yourself further, because information is infinite. Information is so infinite, your mind won't be able to grasp any ultimate truth. The mind is here to help us organize our lives and to help us like have that rational thinking, but don't rely on the mind to know the right decision in difficult situations. Your mind will tell you the answer. Your mind will know. Your mind will remember things you've read, remember tips, remember this is good. But if you're making a decision and you've after thinking about it so much and you're still confused, don't rely on the mind. And let the mind go. Don't think about it. If you've already thought about it so much and you still don't know what the right answer is and you're still confused, quiet the mind. And then just trust. Quiet the mind and trust that life is going to guide you to the right direction without you having to break your head trying to understand or come to the right decision. And actually, there's a lot of good quotes that I want to share. So I've been gathering a few for the past few days. For example, le tecniche fondamentali nel trattare con le persone, non criticare, condannare o lamentarsi, dare apprezzamento sincero e onesto e suscitare nell'altra persona un ansioso desiderio. That's beautiful. So that says that the fundamental techniques of handling people is to not criticize, condemn, or complain, to give honest and sincere appreciation, and to arouse in them an eager want. This is from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. They're a very powerful family, the Carnegies. They're like one of the founders here in America. Well, not founders of America, but like the industrial era. Like they were one of the richest. What was his name? Andrew Carnegie was like one of the richest industrial like revolutionists. And he had a lot of power and a lot of money, and his descendants wrote a book about like all of the tips that they have on how to influence people, because that's how you get to success. You know how to handle people. And the book is very beautiful because you think, oh, this is about how to control, how to manipulate, how to get what you want. That book is actually about how to be a good friend, how to be a good person, how to know how to listen to the other person. It's very beautiful. It's not what you would think it would be about. And just another quote from that same book that I read the other day that I was here reading the quotes. This is a very beautiful one, and I don't know if it's translated correctly because I used Google Translate, and I know that Google Translate can be like inaccurate with the translations, but it says, lascia una scia amichevole di piccole scintille di gratitudine nei tuoi viaggi, rimarrai stupito di come accenderanno piccole fiamme di amicizia che saranno fari di rose alla tua prossima visita. And that one's saying, like, leave a friendly trail of little sparks of gratitude on your 2 trips, and you'll be surprised how they will set small flames of friendship that will be rose beacons on your next visit. So beautiful. You know, when I'm feeling tired or like mindly tired at work, my solution is not to drink coffee or to like force myself to like wake up. My solution is to understand my body, because energy is infinite. You don't really need coffee to get more energy. You don't even need to eat to have energy. Like, yes, eating will fuel you, but there's ways to tap in to the infinite source of energy and not even need to eat or sleep or drink coffee at all. There is an infinite source you can tap into. So whenever I'm feeling tired at work, I put my hand on my heart, I close my eyes, I center myself, and I figure out what's going on in my body. What's going on? Why am I feeling tired? Where's my energy going? And so I just feel. And sometimes I realize that maybe there is a feeling within my heart that once I give it attention and I deal with it, maybe there's a worry, maybe there is something in the back of my mind constantly kind of pulling my energy away. When I give my attention to my body and awareness to my body, and I'm able to unlock whatever it is that was causing the energy depletion, I can go back to feeling uplifted, concentrated, full of energy, clear-minded, just by coming back to the heart, seeing what it needs. And then also the breath. Now make sure I'm breathing, because sometimes when we're too focused on something, we stop breathing as deeply as we can. This person, whatever you see in others, you literally have it within yourself. And that's so beautiful when I see comments like I love your energy, or these are great vibes, or you're such a nice person. I'm like, wow, like what a beautiful reflection of what you have within your heart. You are such a nice person. You are such a great vibe. If you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna sit here for about a minute. No longer than that, but I'm gonna stop talking now because I really want to have a little moment of eliminate all the energy vampires. Before I go into my little quiet minute, please do what Mooncat is saying, please. And it all comes with awareness. But when you realize there's that one person in your life that's just taking and taking, and then when you are trying to put boundaries or distance, they become manipulative energetically, and they try to get you back in their power, back in their control. Be very mindful of not playing their game. Emotional manipulation is something you have to be so attentive to and realize when it's in your life. And don't fall for it, because they can be very sneaky and still have you wrapped around their finger, even when you think that you're trying to put your limits and you're trying to, but they'll draw you back in, and maybe they'll draw you back into an argument, or they'll say something that almost forces you to want to say something back. Don't engage. If somebody's trying to manipulate you emotionally, pull you, have you still wrapped around their finger, don't engage. Do yourself a favor. Even if they said something that you're like, I have to tell them that what they said is not right, and I have to engage with them again and talk to them, don't waste your time. Don't get pulled into an argument. Don't get pulled into energetically draining conversations with any person if you don't want to have them. Nobody's forcing you to, but your own self allowing. So don't give your energy up like that. Sí, desafortunadamente muchas mujeres son muy necesitadas y saben manipular emocionalmente muy bien, saben qué decir para tenerte ahí, para tenerte todavía ahí, si no, te hacen dramas, o sea, todo. Don't engage. Seek bliss aggressively. It's bad when you realize you're the manipulator. I have to fix it. We're all manipulators. We all do it. It's how we learned. from early age to get what we need. The thing is learning that you won't get what you need from other people. That's where the manipulation comes. And it's not emotionally mature or intelligent to seek what you want from other people. Other people will not give you happiness or what you need to be happy. Other people will not give you what you need to get rid of your anxiety or get rid of your fear. You know those girlfriends that get mad at you because you don't text them back for 3 hours? Because it makes them anxious when you're not texting them back? It's not your responsibility to get rid of their anxiety. It is their own responsibility to manage their own feelings and know how to deal with anxiety and know how to center themselves. We are all manipulators at some point. Doesn't make you a good or bad person. Just makes you emotionally immature. But if you really care about self-development, growth, and your own sake, for your own sake, like for your own happiness, because you will be a lot happier when you learn to be independent, emotionally independent. You don't need to manipulate others to be engaged in arguments, to make a drama because somebody didn't do what, don't be emotionally attached so much that it hurts you what other people do. Unless they're abusing you, then get out of there. It's good to communicate it, but don't overdo it. Don't overexert yourself explaining to someone, because that's another tactic of an energy vampire or somebody that's trying to manipulate you, is getting you to still be engaged with them in some way or another, whether it is like trying to talk to them, letting them know, hey, what you're doing is not right, hey, you should be able to find your own happiness and not need me to act or do a certain thing, or hey, you should like seek peace within yourself and not like be dependent on other people to like give you that peace. Like, don't explain. Be an example and seek people that are at your level. Don't try to fix someone, heal someone. Like, don't waste your time. They have to seek the teachings. It's not your responsibility to teach them, to fix them, to heal them, to guide them even. Be an example. That's all you can do. And when they're ready to learn and they're ready to absorb the teachings, they will seek them when they're ready. But if they're not ready, in one ear, out the other. And it will be frustrating for you. So just, if somebody's not at your level emotionally, let the person be and seek somebody that's at your level. Don't frustrate yourself or waste your time trying to explain something to someone over and over. Say it once, just so that they know where you're at. But be very careful of giving too much of your energy to people that are just there to take it. And it can be a little, confusing, because sometimes these people that, are not there emotionally, they can be very sweet and loving when they're nice, and they can make you like feel bad for wanting to have space. Don't fall for it. Es que a veces no se puede, las novias las encanta discutir. Agárrate una novia que no. Hay muy pocas que son maduras, lo suficiente para vivir una vida en paz sin necesidad de alegar, discutir, pelear. Son gente de alta calidad y son muy escasas. Son muy valuables. Es difícil encontrar una. Pero tú sigue trabajando en ti mismo, rodéate de personas de alta calidad y eventualmente vas a encontrar a alguien, una mujer sana, inteligente, madura, que va a poder ser un buen acompañante para ti. Now I will have my minute. I'm glad I got to share these pieces of wisdom. I don't know how long it's been. It could be there forever. I thought it froze. I have a friend who forgot about his friends because he got a new girlfriend. What should I do? The friend has to learn the experiences through life. Nobody can tell him what the right answer is. And he may get stuck in that relationship for years before he learns that a relationship should not take him away from his friends or family. Just be an example. Just pray for him. Be there for him. Don't judge or criticize his decisions. Don't tell him that it's wrong, that it shouldn't be like that. This will only frustrate him and he'll feel attacked. So don't. Be a good friend. Smile. Care about how he's feeling. Unless he's coming to you with problems of the girlfriend over and over, he's just constantly saying, oh, my girlfriend this, my girlfriend that, then put your boundary and say, it seems like I'm always having problems. I would like to see you do something better for yourself and do what you know is the right decision to do. But respectfully, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore because it's been going on for too long and you should know by now what you need to do if you don't want to get stuck in that loop again and again and again. So just be very honest also and put your boundaries. Don't let people talk your ear out with their problems too much. Guide them to be more proactive and not just complain about life. If they can't, then tell them that you don't want to be engaged in the conversation anymore or change the subject. Or people may say that that's bad, that you should listen to your friends and what they're going through, but it gets tiring when somebody's just going through problems all the time and just complaining about life. I wouldn't try to change the person and tell them, hey, you should stop complaining. That's what they need to do. People need to complain sometimes, but be an example. And also, put your boundary and say, you know what, I'm gonna choose not to spend so much time with this person because they're just constantly just complaining about something. So put your boundary. If he's fresh in the relationship, if it's his first, I think I'll contribute. Yeah, if it's his first love and he's not wanting to be with his friends because he would rather just be with the girl, that's natural, that's normal. It's a bit immature to get that infatuated with another person. It might lead him to getting heartbroken or very hurt. But these are all experiences that we need to have to learn. Nobody can tell us. Even if people tell us, we won't listen until we experience it ourselves. Yes, it's the lessons of life. We all go through them at different points. Well, anyway, it's 7:32. I really have to go. I really enjoyed this stream. Thank you all who formed part of it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. It's Friday. I'll see y'all tomorrow again. Ciao, everyone. Ciao. Bye. Bye, my KGs and Carrie and Dave and Mosca and Junior. Thank you all for being here. Lusky, thank you. Thank you. I will see you all next time.